Hey, what's up, guys? It's Brad, and today I want to talk about hiding in plain sight. This is a concept that exists in Satanism, which I've been studying pretty extensively since the Democratic Party showed its alliances to Satanism and communism and all of that. So, Satanism has this idea of hiding in plain sight. They do things that are the most basic thing about it is they do things that are so heinous that everyone will deny it because it's so it's so outside your reality that it seems like it's a joke. Additionally, Satanists, what they do is they infiltrate positions of power. So they'll infiltrate the highest levels of power in order to form smear campaigns from positions of authority. So they'll have members in the police department, they'll have members in the school, a lot of members in schools, daycares, things like that, in order to, if anybody says, some little kid says, hey, there were a group, my teacher, my pastor, the head of the police department, the mayor raped me last night, and they nailed my hands to a cross. Maybe they didn't do that, but look at these bruises on my body. They raped me. Everyone will say that's impossible. That's not true. You probably just fell at school or whatever. It's impossible for them to accept the reality of something so dark because they think that, this kid is lying. That just seems so ridiculous that it doesn't make sense. Even if the parents corroborate the story of the kid and they go to the authorities very often, like I said, the Satanists will have infiltrated the higher levels of these authority positions. It's a real thing. It's written in the Satanic Bible. Anton LaVey, this other fucking fruit basket, whatever his fucking name is. These people are idiots. I mean, they're just basically loser criminals. So I mean, don't think that they're like some big time tough guy or anything. They're usually total fucking cowards and wimps that have to use subversion in order to do this. So, that's what they do. They infiltrate these people with blackmail. They use any means necessary in order to get to the top. So why am I talking about this? Well, a lot of people have a hard time understanding leftists. They have a very hard time understanding. I'm a Trump supporter. I love Trump. I'm hoping he's for real. I'm absolutely voting for him, and I'm absolutely a supporter of his. I voted for him last time. I saw the way the left acted, and I was like, fuck these people. These people are morons, and they're totally full of shit. And I purged most of my family and associates that were involved with leftism or whatever. But the point is that these people, a lot of conservative Republican types have a really hard time understanding the mindset of the left because it just doesn't make any sense, right? They'll flip-flop on issues. They're literally voting for a campaign as of October 25th. There are more leaks that come out of, clear collusion with the most corrupt governments in the world, selling our country out, talking about the most radical policy changes in the world, getting rid of fracking and oil. That's going to completely demolish our economy. You're going to have no energy independence. Your energy bill is going to go way up. Your taxes are going to go way up. I mean, imagine voting for this. So, the average Republican that knows how to read a page of statistics is how fucking stupid are you people? What do you think, that you're going to get some great world because of voting for Biden and Kamala or whatever? You think that you're going to have a better situation after reading their policy, after hearing what they're saying, after seeing what Joe Biden's done after 47 years in government, and Kamala's done in her time in government, after she slept with the mayor of San Francisco, Willie Brown, while he had 3 kids and was married, and then shortly thereafter got promoted to, I believe, AG or some high-level, prosecutor position in government or whatever. I mean, it's just ridiculous. These people have absolutely no moral compass. So, like, for a Republican like me, I guess you'd call me, although frankly I feel like I'm more of a libertarian. I like a small government that just handles the basics and just lets us operate in a free market. If I create value, buy from me. If I don't, I guess I crash and fucking burn. And that's how innovation happens. That's what makes America and capitalism so fucking great. That's why we're the greatest country in the world. It's just a fact. Not saying we're perfect, but we are the greatest country in the world. Don't get it twisted. And when people are like, that's so racist, I'm like, really? Then why do people want to move to America? You don't see people clamoring to go to fucking Sweden. I don't want to go to fucking Sweden. I don't want your socialized shit healthcare. I don't want to go to fucking Canada with Trudeau, that cuck. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, he's a fucking cuck and a pedophile. Fuck him. So, America is the greatest country in the world because we believe in free markets. We believe in, the challenge of ideas. If my idea is better than your idea, my innovation and delivery is better than yours, you're going to buy from me. Whatever. I mean, that's just the way it is, and that's that, I hesitate to use the word competition, but competition keeps things elevating and moving forward. But the left, you're just like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, Black Lives Matter. Okay, 14 black men were shot by police last year. You compare that against the statistics of black on black violence. Do you really care about black lives? Because, they're literally, you're looking at like this much police violence against blacks, which is bad. If it was a wrong shooting, every life matters, and that's sad. And we all agree, like, that's a sad thing, and we want to fix it. But you compare that to this many killings, like this versus this, we should probably look at this first. But they don't care. So Republicans have a hard time looking at that and being like, wow, that makes no fucking sense. You're rioting over this small percentage. Well, here's the deal. The left has been thoroughly indoctrinated. Like in the military, they thoroughly indoctrinate you. In Satanism, they thoroughly indoctrinate you. They've been thoroughly indoctrinated. It basically, I hate to say this, but it is. It's a cult. It's a cult of willful ignorance, unbelievable stupidity. It's an inversion of reality, is what it is. That's Satanism. But they don't know where that leads. Like, you're looking at a generation, your average, like, every Biden voter that is not like a puppeteer pulling the strings from behind the scenes and has some altitude on this situation, they're just useful idiots. The Bolsheviks would call them useful fucking idiots. They're people that have been thoroughly indoctrinated, they have social pressure, they're caught up, they're in debt, they work a 9-to-5 job. It actually kind of makes sense to me now. They have a 9-to-5 job. Your average person that's not an entrepreneur, I broke free from this, so I don't live in that world. They have a 9-to-5 job surrounded by people where they're being socially pressured to not have a different opinion than the group think. Then, their friends from that job, if they're adults or they're in school, they all have groupthink type opinions. Anybody that has a different opinion is kind of cast out of the circle. And it's human nature to not want to be cast out of the circle. They know this. Like, this is all satanic shit. They're like, you think this is all just happening organically. Like, oh my god, wow, it's such a natural evolution of progressive ideology. No, this was by design. These people know how to do this. They're following a playbook. In China, they have a playbook of how to get large sectors of the population to comply with this takeover. You can't just take a population over right away. You have to slowly break them down and use psychological warfare to get them to comply with what you're saying. So we really do live in two different realities here. The Republicans, or just free, and not all Republicans. A lot of Republicans I find to be huge pussies. Because again, they probably have 9-to-5 jobs. They've wives that they don't know game and they don't know how to tell their wife, like, look, I have my own opinion. Stop it, okay? I have my own fucking opinion here. You don't like it? Good, we'll break up. I don't fucking care. Like, shut up. You have your opinion. Let me have my opinion. I don't agree with your opinion. Leave me alone. Leftists never leave you alone. That's part of their thing. So, as a Republican, you're probably like, dude, why can't you just have your opinion and just go and, like, build a business or, advance in your career? No. You're not used. This is all done by design. This has all been tested and tried throughout history, and that's what they're rolling out right now. So, it's like, you have to, like, stop. It's really, this is the hardest thing for me, because I have a lot of empathy. Unlike leftists, they're in a cult of anti-human, they have no empathy. I mean, they burn down businesses. They're voting for mutually assured destruction. It's the hardest thing to accept, but they're not the same as you and I. They're just not. Their ideology is so poisoned them that, again, until they really get smacked in the face, they will not know what the fuck they're talking about. I mean, they're really, they have no idea what they're really rooting for. Anybody that would root for communism has no fucking idea what communism is. Anybody that travels to the United States from a socialist communist country knows how bad socialism and communism sucks. They're like, whoa, I see the beginnings, the type of speak that they used to have in my socialist country. This is no bueno. You might have seen Jorge Masvidal come out, Cuban immigrant, UFC champion, great champion. He's talking about how he's like, dude, you liberals have no fucking idea what you're asking for. And it's not a coincidence. See, because they're being conditioned, they worship Satan. They do. They worship Lucifer, they worship Satan. And they're so dumb. They're so dumb, intentionally dumbed down, but also none of them have the will to break through for whatever reason. I don't know. I mean, for me, it was like my life growing up was so shit that, like, I was just like, I'm sorry, but it was true. It was so painful that I was just like, fuck this family, fuck school. I'm gonna go do my own fucking thing. Go fuck yourselves. That was literally my attitude for a long time. So I literally reject a lot of society's norms. So I will go and do my own thing as best as I can. But these people are followers. They will just go along with anything. I would say 90% of people really are followers, unfortunately. But the point that I'm making, though, is that these people have been indoctrinated into a form of Satanism. They don't even know. The number one rule of Satan, I think this is actually, I don't know, I don't want to quote God or Christ in the wrong way, but, like, I'm pretty sure they said Satan's greatest accomplishment was convincing humanity that he didn't exist. And he does. That's the point, is that we as, like, normal, good people could never understand that they're doing what they're doing behind the scenes. And they've fed us so many distractions of YouTube videos and sex and, good food and all this bullshit that behind the scenes, they're running rampant. They're running fucking rampant. They're a criminal network. I bet you guys didn't know that there's, last book I read, which was probably quite a bit, it was probably maybe like 20 years old, said that there were 3 million active Satanists in the United States. And what that means is, if you look into the rituals of what they do, they follow the seasons, and they have blood sacrifices, and they have sexual rituals. They do sex magic, blood magic, like Maria Abramovich or whatever the fuck. These fucking little I hate these people, dude. I hate these people. And the sad thing is that they always find themselves in positions of power. These people, Adam Schiff, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama. And it's so weird. It's like you feel almost scared to call them out. But dude, you ever see Barack Obama work out? They're not powerful. They need the police to protect them. Your average Satanist is a fucking fruit basket. So it's like, you know, don't be afraid. Just do it. Just do it. Even if you are afraid, just do it and call them out and call it out for what it is. This is bullshit. These people are literally worshiping Satan, but they're useful idiots. They don't know. The average leftist is a useful idiot. So what I'm saying is that when I have conversations like with most of my Republican friends or whatever, they're like, oh my God, I can't understand these people. And I get it. I don't either. My whole family is a leftist. They're all leftists. And it's like, dude, what? I mean, my initial reaction is like, what are you talking about? Like, don't you, you know? I mean, my family and people I know, they have a lot of reasons to not want to vote in. Everyone has reasons not to want a Kamala Harris, Biden, Clinton, leftist, communist, Democratic, socialist, AOC, New Green Deal, fucking Democrat Party. There's a lot of people that I know that don't, you're not going to benefit from that. Nobody's going to benefit from that. The whole world is going to be very, very impacted if we vote them in versus if we vote in Trump. I mean, if we vote in Trump, he's talked about what he's going to do. And he's built up a lot of momentum over the last 4 years by appointing, I think, 257 federal justices. In other words, you know, I'm no fucking political expert here, but like, you know, people that are in federal court, judges that are in federal court, that are conservative or they believe in God and they think that, you know, they're not pushing this radical leftist satanic agenda. You know? I mean, there's women at the Women's March right now talking about how, you know, fetuses are parasites and they need to abort them. What the fuck? Who says that? A Satanist. A Satanist would say that because you know what they do with the fetuses, right? I don't think that the leftists know. If there's a leftist that's watching this, or you have one that you can share this information with this, and you can all fact check me all day on this. I have all this info in my product. I spend my days reading about this and studying this. I know. It's all there for you to see. You can look this up yourself. Satanic ritual abuse and satanic rituals, which is what the left and communism and all these people, the Knights Templar, Freemasonry, all these ancient secret societies that this shit is based upon, ancient shit that it goes back thousands of years. The Phoenicians, all these people that practice blood libel and blood sacrifice, that's the modern Democratic Party right now. They're part of this. There's no question. Stop pretending that it's not what it is. These people are sick. They're doing sick shit. I almost lost my fucking train of thought here, but it's like, you gotta call it what it is here. Stop pretending that it's not real. It is real. They're doing things that you wouldn't believe. You know, if you're a lefty and you're voting for Biden, you gotta understand what the Bidens are involved in, and it's coming out. You know, you've seen these videos from Hunter's laptop with him fucking little girls, 14-year-old girls. Oh, you're cool with that now. Everybody has a breaking point. Are you going to be cool with him attending satanic ritual abuse ceremonies? Oh, you don't know what that is. Let me tell you a little bit about what that is. Satanic ritual abuse ceremonies are, example, they'll boil a little kid alive in, let's just start there. They'll boil a little kid alive, and then they'll eat him. They'll bring body parts to their feast, their blood sacrifice. They'll share body parts. They'll eat them. They'll rape little boys and girls, and then they'll impregnate an 8, 9, 10-year-old little girl, and the little girl will give birth, and then they'll make the little girl eat the baby, her own baby. I'm not sick enough to make this shit up. This is what they write about. This is what multiple testimonies talk about. This shit is real. So, and that's the reason why you're like, why would you vote for higher taxes, right? Like on the political level, you're like, why would you vote for higher taxes for yourself? Well, again, because they're satanic. And the majority of the bulk of the left voter, it doesn't matter if they're, middle class or, some dumb, indoctrinated millennial college kid, they're still very, very involved with this, and they just don't know. The higher ups or the Satanists within the community, they thoroughly know. They thoroughly know what's going on, and they're connected. They know they're still going to have power. The Satanists, the people that are involved with this worldwide cabal or whatever, they're going to have power. They know that. They know that. Or maybe they won't. They don't even care, dude. They don't care. So it's just a parallel fucking universe, dude, that you have to be aware of it, I think, but you don't want to be, the problem with it is that it's very seductive. So if you don't recognize the fact that, like, let's just say that, you're having a real bad year financially. You don't have a lot of money. You don't have any love in your life. Your family sucks. You don't have a girl. And you're just sitting around and you start reading up on Satanism. You're pissed off. You're sad. You're crying. And you're just, like, looking at shit about Satanism. You might be seduced by this stuff. That's what it does. It's all about being seduced by this ideology of hatred, and it's a veiled form of hatred. Self-pleasuring, just absolute narcissism and bullshit. I mean, that's really the core of it, is just total self-pleasure. Oh, it's all about me, and, I need all the power, and I need to have power over you. And it gets to sick levels. I mean, people that are truly satanic, that actually get to higher levels, and I've known a few. True criminals. People that have no remorse about, hurting other people. They like it. That's what they think gives them power. They're like, oh, I love hurting other people. I love seeing their business burn down. And this, I love raping their wife in front of them. I love seeing them cry and break down. I love torturing them and breaking their will. That's what they do. That's what satanic ritual abuse is. They do that to kids. They do that to women. They do that to men. They do that to everybody. And it's one of the best kept secrets in the world. That's why I've been talking about it so much. And when we look at these people and we're like, oh, like, how could they do this? How could you vote for Biden? How could you actually vote for Biden? Well, this is what I'm talking about. They're indirectly in contact with this spirit, period. You might be like, that's far-fetched. I don't give a shit if you think it's far-fetched or not. I'm telling you what my instincts are telling me. They're involved with this left-handed path magic, this black magic. They're involved with Satan. They're summoning it up. They want it. They want the whole world to fucking burn. Literally. They have no plan. Your typical leftist or Antifa member or BLM member, you're like, what do you want? And they're like, we want the police abolished. We want to defund the police. You're like, why? They're like, because black people are dying. You're like, statistics, bro. Here. They're like, you're a white male. I'm like, I'm Jewish. They're like, you're a shill. I had my black friend hold it up. He's like, bro, this is 14 deaths compared to, 4,000 deaths by black men. They're like, you're an Uncle Tom. I have a black lesbian holding it up. She's like, hey, guys, I'm on your side, but, like, you should listen to this. They're like, fuck you, you traitor. You're like, what the fuck is this? Who are you loyal to? They don't have any loyalty. This is who they are. You got to take people. This is another thing too. It's like you got to take people at who they're telling you who they are. They're telling you exactly who they are. And where I think we need to go is we need to go to a world that's back with, it has a connection to God. Yes, it has a connection back to God. You're asking God, what do you want from me today? How can I turn my will over to you, God? And, I know that you love me and I love you. I'm sorry for my shortcomings. And tell me what what is the best thing for me to do today? How can I better serve your will? Thy will be done. Please tell me what to do. Connection to God. Focus on other people. How you can best serve other people. How you can treat yourself better. How you can, just be an asset in general. That's the type of world that we need to live in. We need to live in a world of love. I love you guys. I do. Thank you for your support. Thank you for watching this video. This is the type of world we need to all live in if we're going to beat this. If we're, and again, it's like, it's not that I'm against them. I want them to come around to love and God and, just being a decent human being. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, I don't know. You got to have faith, but at the same time, it's real parallel worlds here. Some people are real possessed by this stuff, and they're committed, and they're really into it, and they really like the idea of darkness. And I think it's up to us to pull ourselves out of that, and go back to God. Like, ask God what He wants for you today, and having that connection. Even just saying those words, it really does make a difference. It builds a connection. It builds a bridge to a higher power that's different. And that's just what we all need to do. Seriously, if this world's going to get any better, I really think that people ultimately will all come around to that. And that's it. I'm going to address for a second the other comments that I can hear people saying about that. They'll say, oh, I don't believe in God. I say that to people sometimes, and they'll smirk or they'll smile, and I'm like, what are you smiling at? Like, it's not a joking matter. How many people, that are on their deathbed or they're in foxholes aren't calling out to God or Jesus or their great father or mother, or like they're calling out to something higher than themselves. I try to live my life the best I can, but these people have been indoctrinated to think that God isn't real when, the top physicists in the world do say that the God is real. God is real. It's just the indoctrination of these people that have infiltrated the school system. I mean, think about school. I mean, shit, I'm 32 years old, and I look back at my schooling, and if you talked about being a Christian, or you talked about your belief in God and trying to do well, even back when I was in middle school and high school, it would be like laughed at, like it's something funny. But what would be cool would be, oh, hail Satan. I don't even want to say that shit, dude. Like, that's super cool to be talking about that, or be talking about overthrowing the government or some dumb liberal shit. I'm sorry, but like that is what it is. No, we've got to break free of that. We've got to bring our world back to a connection with God, because that, even just those words, will bring you back to some semblance of, what can I do that's the right thing to do? What can I do to make myself better? And there's a lot of power in that. There's a lot of power in that. You're going to be mocked, and you're going to be criticized by people. That's the most obvious thing. Whenever you're trying to go to a higher level, or you're introducing an idea that's unpopular to mainstream, the mainstream, the groupthink at the time, people are going to mock you. But that's what leaders do. It's very important that we bring our world back to a connection with God, and that's it. That's the bottom line. You live a better life when you do that. You make better decisions when you do that, and I think that is what's gonna, heal this world, if we all go back to our connection to God and our connection to doing the right thing for ourselves and, taking the focus off ourselves mostly and putting it on other people. So that's my opinion there, and just ultimately study both paths, study, what Satanism is, realize that there is evil exists, Satan exists, God exists. They both exist. And the biggest mistake that we have is pretending that we're sitting on the fence and we don't believe in either. Really, both exist. So once we acknowledge that, then we can, we have to purge this world of evil. People that murder and rape children, they've got to go. That's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you rape and murder and torture children or anybody else and you're a Satanist, you've got to be purged from the earth. You can't allow that precedent. What are you going to allow Satanists to go around murdering kids and torturing animals and drinking their blood? No, you got to get rid of them. And we've got to go back to God. And we have to remain vigilant that this evil never comes back. Hard times make strong men. Easy times make weak men. Weak men make for hard times. And the cycle goes on and on. And that's just all this is. It's just we're in a time right now where we've had it so easy for so long that weak men rule the world now. And the world's gone to shit. They worship Satan. And, now all the strong men in the world have to come back and lead. Thank God we live in America where we have the Second Amendment and we have some balls, unlike other fucking countries like fucking Australia and Canada and the UK. They're like, oi mate, why you need those guns? What are you, paranoid? I bet you wish you had those guns now. Don't make the same fucking mistake again. So that's it, guys. Hope you guys have a great day. So listen, last thing I'm going to say is I'm going to get banned. They're going to censor anything that's true, obviously, because big tech, Mark Zuckerberg fucks little kids. Jack Dorsey fucks little kids. He's a Satanist, so he doesn't want to hear this shit. They're going to ban me, so go to my blog, bradholiday.com, sign up for the email list, and you'll be able to stay in touch with me and read my articles, because I own that, or at least rent the domain space and all that shit. I can stay in touch with you more there than I can here, because they're going to ban me here. They give me 30-day bans on Facebook like all the time. They've fucked up several of my channels, so just go to my blog. I'll get you on the email list. I'll be able to stay in direct contact with you. Alright guys, hope you guys have a great day. Peace.